Heroes of Spain take us now to Ribera del Duero, where we're going to meet with winemaker Gonzalo Iturriaga de Juan. He is with Bodega Alion.
No, thank you to you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
This is the bottle that we're tasting today. This is the 2019, which is just coming into the market here. A beautiful vintage. And I've tasted this wine for, I think, 97 might have been the first time I tasted this wine. Uh, so it's been wonderful to watch this wine rise in quality, rise in reputation. We are in Ribera del Duero, which just a little south of the border with France, Rioja. Here's Ribera, known as the Golden Mile. Yeah, the Golden Miles.
Well, the Golden Mine is only a little. It's from Peñafiel to Vega Sicilia, but the length of the Ribera del Duero is like 140 kilometers. So the Golden Mile is just about 10 kilometers.
I
We
see.
are in the winery is located in the Golden Mile, but we have vines from all over the Ribera del Duero.
Thank you for telling me that. The there is that you're related to Vega Sicilia, and that's exciting. And I'd love to have you tell us about the winery and your involvement and take it away.
Okay, well, Vega Sicilia was born in Pablo's mine in the late 80s. His purpose was to produce a modern wine, more cosmopolitan wine in Ribera del Duero, and to keep the more traditional wines in Vega Sicilia. So the first three vintages of Alion, they were produced in Vega Sicilia, but in 1984 we built a new winery. We bought a winery, Bodegas, and we rebuilt it to start producing Alion. Alion, since the beginning, has been always a success. It was a style that it was very understandable for everybody, and it has been always a wine that really represents very well the Ribera del Duero because it have vines from different places from Ribera. So it has been always a very great representation of what you can have in the Ribera del Duero.
This is the structure that you erected in the 1990s, 94, you said?
Well, in 1991 was the first wine release, but they were produced in Vega Sicilia. We bought the winery. It was not like this because the left building was built in later on. So we bought the winery in 93 and we start producing in 94 Alion here.
Got it. Here's pictures of some old vines, and we're talking about Tempranillo and the difference with Vega Sicilia being a historic estate, singular property, and here you're able to work with some of the great old vines all over Ribera, yeah?
I think one of the secrets of Alion is what you said, Ian, is that we have vines, old vines from all over La Ribera, and every village, every clima, every place have his own character. And what we try to do from the winery, from a technical point of view, is try to make a tailor suit to every clima, try to make the best interpretation, and then one of the secrets of this one is blending all these different elements together during the aging to make I think a really nice wine, really nice wine.
Sure.
For us, the vines, or for me, the vines, I always say it in Spanish, donde no hay mata, no hay patata. If you don't have a good vine, you don't have a good soil, you can never produce a good wine. So for us, it's very important to find those different vines in the different places and to work them to try to take the best expression of each terroir.
This wine received 95 points from James Suckling, and I really love this effort here. This is a really a special wine. 2019 is a great vintage. Will age like a Titan for uh, a couple decades really beautifully. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some of the special things you do to, I mean, obviously you're working with the old vines, some really great vineyards that you're able to source. You've got the very best coopers involved here. How much time in wood?
So, well, for us, since we taste the grapes, for us, tasting the grapes is very important to see the shape of the, to see how is the behavior of the vines and to see how is the texture of the skins. And we start thinking how we are going to make the wine tasting the grapes. So for us, one of our leitmotif is to pick in the freshness, to pick the or to harvest al dente. When we feel that the skins are crunchy, when we feel that the skins are very fruity, and when we feel that the peak of the fruit is when we decide to pick. And this is one of the key points. Then during the extraction for us, we work with the native yeast. We do pumping overs, and we want to make a smooth extraction. We are very worried about making too much extraction, so we want to go very softly, not too much pumping over. And depending where the wine came from, we make different type of aging. So when the climate is more warm, more rich, more opulent, we like to work with a concrete during the aging. When the vines came from 920 meters of altitude, the tonicity of those vines are a little bit more tight and the wines are more vertical. We like to work these wines more with big foodres of 4,000 liters. And then with the rest, we work with a French oak and a little bit of American oak that we produce in our own cooper. So depending how is the texture of the grape, depending how we taste the wine, we have like different ways to interpret the winemaking. The length of the aging normally it goes from 11 months to 13, 14 months, depending of the.
And what percentage do you think is American oak on the wood cooper for the 19?
19 was a little bit more warmer vintages, so when they're more warmer and more richness, we reduce a little bit the impact of the American because it can be a little bit too much. So in this case, it was more or less about 5%. Full vintage, we could increase until 10% of American oak.
What type of characteristics do you like to hear people find when they're smelling and tasting this beautiful wine? What is it
I
about?
think I think when you feel when you taste these wines, for me, when it's fabulous is the freshness and normally they have a big structure because the Pranillo in Ribera can have a big structure. The wines are very vertical with a lot of freshness, with a lot of character. I think Ribera it's a wonderful place to make wines. During harvest time, you can have temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius in the morning, 30 in the evening. So it's a huge amplitude. And also the limestone soils give you this character and this strength. So for me, are wines with a lot of character, with a lot of fruitiness, but also with a good structure and freshness.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Un abrazo from Spain.
Have a good day from Los Angeles.
Bye.